Good morning, everybody, from the Pima Air and Space Museum. Uh, we have got a good live stream for you guys today. It's going to be interesting. Let me put the chat up here, guys, so I can see who's here. I see a bunch of folks here already. All right. There she is. She's got her pontoons on. Basically, I say she's got her high heels on is what I say. So yeah, the linkages look like they're still trying to get things straightened out with it. I'm going to stand here in the shade for a minute and then I'll zoom in. But there she is, guys. She's got her pontoons on. She's got her shoes on. She's ready to go. It looks like there's not many support vehicles around her anymore. There's just a cherry picker and a scissor lift or whatever. We're gonna walk over there and check it out. It's a little warm today. Yesterday we had a Falcon 9 Starlink launch yesterday. It was really nice live streaming it, and it was real awesome because I got to see the Starlink Falcon 9 on the low into the horizon, and it disappeared in our night sky with all of the clouds that we have. As you can see, there's clouds moping up here. We're probably going to have some monsoonal weather here soon. What I mean by monsoonal weather, guys, those of you that have not been to Arizona, monsoonal weather basically means that severe thunderstorms crop up whenever they decide. Basically, it's not you can't really forecast it until the very last moment. So dust storms, lots of rain, lightning, things like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going by the Loadmaster and by the Air Italia Spartan here. She's got her shoes on, guys. That's like I said before. She's got her shoes on. It looks like they've cleared out a heck of a lot more foliage. You look here, they've cleared out a lot of foliage, almost all of it, since we were here last week. Just so all of you know, the 26th of July is the last public viewing before she goes on display. And it's amazing how much foliage they have gotten rid of. Now, I believe this is where the actual newest hangar is going to go, hangar 6, because they've been really getting rid of a lot of the shrubs and all the nasty stuff. They got rid of the gate over there. They've expanded this area since we were here last week. They did a lot of work on the landscape. If all of you notice, there's hardly any parts there available to the Philippine Mars. Like I said, she's pretty complete now. It doesn't seem like. Let's zoom in here. Hey, Kirk, Melanie, how you doing? All right, so there's the pontoon. She's got her shoes. I think she's got some good. I guess she's got some good Gucci shoes. I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? What brand do you think those shoes are? Tell me in the comments here and in the chat comments. But there she is. She's looks like she's back together for the most part. Now I am seeing linkages up on top that have not been stowed yet, so or put back together. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's the linkages up there. They're sticking up. Mick, it usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes before we get a severe thunderstorm warning. For example, the severe thunderstorm will crop up. You'll see the dark clouds, and then they'll issue a warning out to most of the counties out here in Arizona, southern Arizona. Southern Arizona is probably the only one area that gets a lot more monsoonal weather than most counties in Arizona. I mean, in Phoenix, you get monsoonal weather, but it comes up from us, and it usually comes from this direction, which is down towards Mexico and the Sierra Vista area and things like that. If you look on a map, Sierra Vista is down south towards the border, and a lot of the monsoonal weather comes from the Sonoran Desert. Sonoran Desert, actually, we're in the Sonoran Desert here. We're in the northern portion of it, but to the south is the most area for the Sonoran Desert. Now, if you look over here, they haven't moved those electric test beds for NASA. So, and the caribou is over there, the two caribous, and you got some of the parts and things like that for more caribous and the art planes over there. So, from the last time that we were here, there was a lot more foliage and a lot more grass and a lot more bushes, things like that. They've really cleared the heck out of this. Seriously, they've cleared a lot more, because from the wingtip of the Philippine Mars all the way to those test beds over there, where there was foliage where you couldn't really see the those two planes, and now you can see them clear as day. Quite interesting. So my guess is this is going to be the area where they build the new hangar. But there is a new hangar coming. I know that much for a fact. I've heard a lot of talk, a lot of rumors. Haven't seen anything official by Pima yet, but once I see that, I'll report that as well. But there's a lot less foliage over here. The gate is gone. If you notice, this is just a temporary gate. Beyond that, you'll see no gate. There was gates before there. The vehicle museum is over there. The new vehicle museum is right underneath the Spartan tail and the YC-14's tail. So you can see how much this place has expanded in the last week. So, but as we pan around, she's looking really good, guys. She really is. For all of those in Sproat Lake and Port Alberni, she's being well taken care of here, guys. She really is. Let's get a close-up shot of her. If y'all can see the changes. They've got the ailerons on, the flaps, the engine's all buttoned up, the pontoon's on, and she looks like she's got a new pair of shoes. She looked naked without everything. She really did. When I first saw her in the convoy, she just looked like somebody just chopped her wings off, completely clipped her wings. It's just, it looked terrible. Looked terrible. As you can see, they've done a lot more work on that side too. Looks like they've got oh wow, it looks like they got rid of the no, she's still there. Okay, I thought they got rid of the maintenance box, the maintenance storage. So they did not. It's right behind there. And of course we have a train coming. Normal train. This is probably a big one. It's got 4 engines in the front, probably 2 in the center, and a couple out in the back. This is a major rail hub for Arizona, all across the southern United States. Amtrak comes through here, of course. But she does look really good, guys. She really does look good. It's amazing. Like I said, doesn't look like there's any pieces left available for her. Looks like everything's pretty much put back on. I guess they're waiting for the unveiling and eventually out on display. So let's go over this way. I'm walking along the fence line here, as you can see, there's a lot of temporary fence here that they haven't removed yet. So kind of neat. Of course, Pima, the aircraft of Pima. We're gonna go by the short version of this gate, so that way you can see a side view of her. She's looking good, guys. And like I said, everybody that was whining and complaining that it should have stayed in British Columbia, you guys already have the Hawaii Mars. You don't need two Mars aircraft. You know, yes, it was owned by a Canadian company, but you know, it was built in the United States. So at least you guys have the Hawaii Mars, the one that was most active in the fleet. This one basically was repainted in its original colors and was going to be given to the Pensacola Naval Air Museum. But now she's here. Took a long time to get here. Took a lot of hard work by the crews, by Pima, by the folks that followed her. Boneyard Safari, I'll mention Boneyard Safari, give them a shout out. I literally, the whole thing was orchestrated and was actually done by a lot of people. See, guys, this is what I was telling you. We got two locomotives in the center. This is a long 3-mile train. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. The Philippine Mars, there was a lot to get her here. She could have landed, we have lakes down here, but they're not as deep as Lake Pleasant was. And that's one of the things that they had considered logistically. And I know for a fact that Patagonia Lake, which is about, I'd say about an hour from here, that would have been a hell of a trip for the Philippine Mars. There was no place for it to be dismantled, no place for it to really moor, okay, and things like that. Lake Pleasant had that big boat ramp. That's what they needed. They were looking for a big boat ramp in order to take her out of to beach her. So, you know, like I said, she's in good hands, guys. She really is. That's my whole point of all this. And it's just everybody's complaining and about the Philippine Mars coming to the United States. Well, you know what? The Martin Company was based out of San Diego, and San Francisco is where it was based out of. But you know, like I said, she's in a good spot. She's in this arid, dry weather will preserve her more. I know up in British Columbia, you guys have salt air, and lots of rain. Now, hopefully, the Hawaii Mars will actually go inside, which I'm sure it will be. But until then, it's going to be in the elements. Now, as far as this goes, as the Philippine Mars goes, guys, it's going to be outside for a little bit in the arid, dry weather. I mean, literally, if you guys see our boneyard over here at Davis Monthan Air Force Base, you'll understand why. They cover it up like they cover the windows here, and they preserve the interior of the aircraft. Just like Sophia. They do the same thing with Sophia. They covered the cockpit windows, and they covered some of the side windows. As far as the flying eye hospitals right behind it, that has been preserved. You know, they still fire it up during the night ops events that they have and things like that. You've seen it. But as far as the Philippine Mars goes, my biggest concern is that they put the stuff on the windows. I just don't like that. Now I'm hoping that they don't, and they leave it the way it is. That's my biggest concern. and I hope that they leave the paint job the way it is. Because as you guys have seen in some of the live streams I've done, you see the water line. Actually, there's a water line from San Francisco Bay and Cowichan Bay and British Columbia and Sproat Lake. That is Sproat Lake coming to Arizona, to me. That's Sproat Lake coming to Arizona. And I'm part Canadian myself, and I have family in Nova Scotia, and so I know exactly how much pride people take in their country. I know how much pride you Canadians take care in your country. So I'm aware of your concerns, as far as this goes. I'm not the one that makes decisions on the Philippine Mars. It's all done by this entity I'm standing on right now. Same thing with Colson Aviation. Colson Aviation made the decision to give it to Pima. Pima got it down here. They fit the bill for it, and so on and so forth. The rest is history. Which part of me is Canadian? I don't know. On my mother's side, just not good. On my mother's side. My grandmother was from Canada. Our family up there. We've got cousins up there in Nova Scotia and Halifax. I've actually been to Canada, I was going to call it. I've been to Canada many times. I've taken ferries out from Bar Harbor, Maine to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Didn't like it because it was all foggy, and when I was a kid, I did not like that foghorn. So yeah, just not good. So is my right eyeball. That's funny. But no, I've got part Canadian in me. Part American Indian, part Canadian, half Hispanic, and part white, or Caucasian. We got another train coming. Check that out. Boy, those trains are really coming in like crazy. There's one coming and one going. We've got 4 engines on this one. This one looks like it's a large one as well. Kind of interesting. Kind of a nice backdrop with the Philippine Mars there. It's pretty cool. Now, for some of you, some of these trains are called Z trains. Z trains are basically trains that are let through without stopping because they've got high priority. Now, the Amazon trains are Z trains because of the high priority goods that they bring out. Now, over here, I work in that area. There is a circle where all these cargo containers actually go to, and they pass right by the Pima Museum. Quite interesting. Well, just not good. You like French toast as well, so that's where I got my taste of French toast from. French Canadian. Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. I can speak a little French. But anyway, guys, this is the Philippine Mars. Back to our original scheduled programming here. The Philippine Mars is pretty much complete, guys. You're seeing it live in the flesh. They were working on it this past week. I did see one of the pontoons I've seen pictures of the pontoons actually getting attached, and I knew that the pontoons were completed. A lot of you on the Mars page were talking about it. See, there's the middle ones that the push and pull. They were talking about just not good. No, it cannot fly anymore. It doesn't have serviceable engines anymore. The engines were having problems when it got here, and they got it here just in the nick of time. Those are the engines that it came with. Those are the engines that it actually landed with. They could, if they really wanted to produce new engines, new engines, they would be able to fly it out of here, or fly it again. Not fly it out of here, but fly it. They'd have to put it back in the water, because this is an actual true seaplane. It's not. There's no landing gear on it. That's just beaching gear. Wow, this one doesn't have it. This train doesn't have any locomotives on the end of it. That's interesting. It's one of the first ones I've seen without it in a long time. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, the Philippine Mars, like I said, it's a home stretch for it to be displayed. As I said before, Pima has cleared out a lot of foliage and a lot of bushes out here. I'm going to show you guys here something. They've been really busy like little bees. They've been taking out a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff. Crazy. In 1 week of me, the last time me coming, which is on the 12th of July for night ops, this is what's happened. That was last Saturday. And look at how much has been moved out of here, how much has been taken down and things like that. As I said before, the gates have been taken down. So apparently this is more than likely where the new hangar is going to go. It's going to be interesting. Be very interesting to see. Now, as I said before, we have a test bed here already. It's called the General Electric test bed. I'm happy to report. I was talking to the mechanic for the Rolls-Royce test bed, and from what I gather, Pima Air Museum wants the Rolls-Royce test bed to come to the museum. And what's interesting is that the mechanic said they don't know what to do with it yet. They're still trying to see if Rolls-Royce is going to fit the bill for them to fly it to Davis Mountain, to have it pulled over here to the museum. Now, if they were to store it at Pinal, like as was originally planned, that would have been sad. It would have really been sad. But that's the way it looks right now, guys. I mean, the mechanic told me that it's still up in the air. Now, the Rolls-Royce test bed is still at the Tucson International Airport. It's still over there. So you've got some time to see it if you want to see it again. If you live here or if you come to visit, it's still there. We don't know when. So hopefully Pima does get it, because there's been a big interest from the Pima Air Museum for it, because it's a Tucson icon. It's been here for almost 30 years, testing engines. In fact, I have an article that came out. I just want to mention on Vintage Aviation News, vintageaviationnews.com. I have an article about the Tuskegee Airmen that just was published. If you guys want to go check it out, it's by yours truly. I've got another article coming out next week, and it will be about the retirement of the Rolls-Royce test bed. So check it out, guys. VintageAviationNews.com. It's a very popular website that follows vintage aviation and all things aviation. So check it out. It's pretty cool. I'm glad to have written for them. The editor actually called me back and messaged me back, and he says, "Hey, I've got more articles coming. Let me know. I will publish them." So this one will be published next week, this coming week. I call it next week, but anyway, like I said, it's took me a while to write that article, and it was about the Tuskegee Airmen. And Tuskegee Airmen, of course, as you guys know, were the black pilots in World War II that they had a lot of civil rights issues and things like that were actually put down by the military. I think that's really neat. So check it out, guys, if you want to. I mean, it's a good read. Good about 10-minute read, I'd say. It's amazing how much foliage they got out of here in 1 week. Interesting. Because this was full of shrubs, brush, weeds, all that garbage. Amazing. But she's looking really good, guys. She's going to be out on display pretty soon. I'm surprised that they got the pontoons on pretty quickly. As far as I think it was like only a couple of days. They got the pontoons back on, reattached and everything. So I'll give you guys a close-up look at it. I'll pan over from the left. That way you guys can check it out. There you go. Why not? Let's pan around. All right. So what we're going to do now, about 30 minutes of this is going to be about the Philippine Mars. And then we're just going to walk around the restoration area so you guys can see what's going on. I'm also going to, give you a taste of what's over in the restoration area, things like that. Like I said, there's not much to see here. Pretty much, this is the way she is. This is the way her current state is. It's awesome. It's awesome, guys. I'm very pleased that they're taking really good care of her. I told you here in Arizona that we would take good care of the Philippine Mars. I wasn't kidding. I've seen what Pima Air Museum does. I've seen them take care of Sophia. I was a big part of Sophia. I'm actually a honorary member, crew member. And I've seen what they've done with Orbis. I've seen what they've done with a lot of these aircraft. The two that I'm standing on, this is the test bed for Raytheon. I've seen this. I saw this bird fly for the very last time over Tucson Airport. I'm at the back of it right now. Of course, we've got there's one of these over at Davis Mountain right now, over in the welcome area. One of these days I'll do a welcome area tour. That way you guys can see what's happening over there. But behind that is the P3 Orion EP3E that was actually captured by the Chinese government. And they flew it back and finally gave it back to the United States. So, yeah. Excuse me, over there we got, of course, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's our stealth fighter. Hasn't been touched yet. A bunch of aircraft over there that they haven't touched yet. But this is the main reason why you guys are here. Is this bird right here. And that's one of the reasons why I've dedicated myself to actually keep this live stream going every week and bear the heat and things like that, because everybody wants to see how she's doing. She's doing good. I don't see any corrosion. I don't see any rust. She's just looking good. Like I said, hopefully they keep her the way in the condition she's in. So, all right, we're at the 30-minute mark, so we're gonna walk. Say goodbye to the Philippine Mars. Bye, Philippine Mars. Glad you got your shoes. All right, so we're gonna walk over to the restoration area, and then I'm gonna end the live stream for this week. It's amazing how many aircraft this museum has gotten. I was here 20 or 30 years ago. Well, 28 years ago, when back in the 90s, early 90s. And I'm telling you what, this museum has grown majorly. Brian, I can't see your comment. Hang on a second. I got to go back in. Yeah, she's outside, Brian. She's gonna have it. She's gonna fare worse. That's one of the reasons why there's rumors of a sixth hangar. I've been told a lot of things. I'm just gonna throw out that they're talking about a sixth hangar, and I'm pretty sure that the museum is going to have the funds to build it, because it's basically going to be something like that, but it's going to be way larger, because you cannot fit a 747 in a hangar like that. There is no way. There's no way. I've seen. Have any of you seen the actual hangar up at Pinal Air Park, which is where I used to work? You will see how large that hangar is compared to these hangars here. A 747 can barely fit in there, and with that particular one, it's amazing. All right, see, there's the EP3 I was telling you guys about. Let me zoom out here. That's the one that was captured by the Chinese and was given back to the United States. Over here, if you guys can see it, is the Kuiper Observatory C-141's cockpit. It's amazing. Now it looks like they've actually gotten rid of a lot of foliage out of here too. It's interesting. You can see a lot of stuff out here. Interesting, Brian. We have two Gulf Streams, one from the Air Force and two from the Air Force, actually, I should say. I'm not sure where they're going to be going to, but I believe this P3 Orion is going to be going to the Argentine Air Force. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to take it, either that or they're going to display. I'm not sure what's going to happen to it, but it looks to me like they're going to take the spray light off of it and take a look-see. Now, if you look over there by the Kuiper cockpit, you're going to see three firefighting Cobras. I think there's four actually. There's four firefighting Cobras over there. Kind of neat. Kind of awesome stuff. You guys get a little tour of. There's a ballistic missile over behind this flying boxcar, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be displaying that. Got a lot more tanks and vehicles for the vehicle museum that's across the way here. There's the United 727 that's been here for many years, but they haven't really done anything with. Believe it or not, that particular aircraft I've been inside of. I've been inside of that aircraft. The YC-14 is still here. It's over there, Brian. You'll be able to see it. It's right next to where I was standing, where the Spartan is, and right behind Sophia. You look directly behind Sophia, that's the YC-14. Of course, we have this guy here, Balls 3. They just finished that mock-up of the X-15, and they finished Balls 3 about 4 months, 3 to 4 months prior to that. So anyway, there's our RC-135 that we have that um, that they're stripping of the paint, and they're going to repaint the heck out of it. We have a Jayhawk here. We have a Jayhawk that was retired from the Air Force. All right, I will go ahead and, there it is right there. There's the YC-14. There's Sophia right there. Sophia directly behind it is right there. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Yeah, that's awesome. It's amazing, amazing what aircraft you find here at the museum that a lot of people have worked on or flown or what have you. You know, it's really interesting. There's one aircraft I want to show you guys that's really, really funny. This aircraft was owned by a local Tucson individual that had an airline called Viscount Air Service. Right ahead of us is the Viscount aircraft. Now, oddly enough, here in Tucson, there's a famous hotel called the Viscount. That was that individual's hotel. And in fact, I just found that out myself. It was quite interesting. But the tan aircraft that we're coming up to is called the Viscount. And there's a little something that was pointed out to me a while ago by a friend of mine. And he said, "What's wrong with this picture?" And we're going to see what's wrong with this picture in a second. Okay. You notice are the engines, right, guys? All right. Now you see how the engines are on this aircraft. Just a little tidbit of fun. Okay. Take a good look at this engine. Okay. We're going to go around to the other side. And we're going to take a look at the engine. Oh, a snake hole. Just passed over a rattlesnake hole. Okay. It's basically a Martin 404 is what it is. This is made by the same company that made the Philippine Mars. Believe it or not. Oh, KI Soar Air Base. That's interesting, Brian. That's very cool. All right. Tell me what's wrong with this picture, guys. I want to see if you guys can guess it. The F-107 is still here. Yes, Brian. It's inside, actually. What's wrong with this picture? Let's see how keen of eye you guys have. A little bit of a trivia question. Come on, shout out the answer. Okay. If I don't hear any answers, then I know that nobody knows what's going on. Well, this aircraft landed at Tucson, okay, and it was having some engine trouble. The cylinder went right through the cowling, and they decided to leave it just like that. They didn't repair it. They didn't do nothing. They just gave it to the museum. And if you look at the damage that the engine did because of the piston, yeah, cylinder heat. Yep, Mr. Big Mouth, exactly. Cylinder heat, exactly. The piston broke loose of the engine and went straight through the cowling. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty phenomenal when I found that out. I didn't really notice it. I've been coming here many, many years. Yeah, the head, the actual head itself. Yep. Now, if we look inside the engine, I'll show you. I'll show you something. You can see the cylinder head went right directly through it kind of broke off and it flew up. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the damage. Craziness. See, right now we're right by hangars 4 and 5. There's hangar 4 in front of us. Hangar 5 is the green hangar next to us. This is hangar 3 right behind this aircraft. Hangar 1 or hangar 2 is right directly ahead of us. Now this particular building was the original Pima Air Museum building. Was the original Pima Air Museum building that when Pima Air Museum came about. Let's see what we got flying here. You got something flying. Oh, just Southwest Airlines. Okay. I'm not going to give a full tour of. It's not Southwest Airlines. It looks like something else. Looks like either WestJet or it looks like United, but they just took off from the airport. We're not very far from the airport, guys. We're about maybe less than 2.5 to 3 miles. Yeah, the next one I'd love to see them restore is that Constellation right there. That Constellation would be beautiful if they restored it. It'd be a heck of a restoration. It's crazy. Got ourselves an air coupe. I've actually flown in one of these. That cockpit is small, I'll tell you that right now. Wow, the sun down here is intense. There is a lot of people here, that's for sure. There's an entire group of people that came in. Let's see if I can't. There's a fire engine from Pima. Yeah, the museum was smaller back in the 70s. Oh, I'll drink water. I know. It's just we're gonna actually go here in a minute. I'm gonna get something to drink. Probably gonna grab a Gatorade or something. Is what I'm gonna do. Gatorade's good for you around here. Let's give you guys a little bit of perspective on this museum. This museum, you cannot see this entire museum in one day. There's no way. There's no way. You have to take at least 2 days in order to see this, and plus you got to stay hydrated, like Brian says. Luckily, I'm not going to be here very long. I'm only going to be here 2 hours maximum because, you know, of the heat. It's going to be about 110 or 105 today. I'll be quiet, Brian. I don't want to hear that. Everybody has stereotypes about Arizona, and that's one of them. It's a dry heat. Yeah, okay. I'd rather be in a dry heat than freezing cold with snow up to my ankles. You know, I'd rather have shorts weather all year round. So yeah, on you. That's one of the reasons why the Philippine Mars was actually chosen. Was chosen to come over here. So this is hangar 3, guys. Entrance is hangar 3. Yeah, well, yeah, Brian Cooper. Yeah, okay. I've been here 40 years, so I don't want to hear it. I'm kidding. We've got Legacy Fighter or Century Series fighters mixed in with normal ones, which is kind of neat. You get to have all that snow there, Brian. I don't care. You can keep it. I used to live in New York, and I never will go back. I used to live in the city and upstate. Never again. I can go visit, but I won't. I'll go right back to Arizona. You can keep that. You can keep that weather. Definitely keep that weather. This is what they call the airfield. Look at all those people over there, guys. Look at that. There's a big group of people that came in right before me, and I got in front of them because I wanted to. I wanted to beat all of them. You know. Hey, I'm sure you don't miss Michigan, man. Ah. Well, I hate you too, just not good, because Arizona's Tucson and Phoenix are big cities. Well, Tucson's not very big, but you know, yeah, they've even got large swamp coolers here. Now, I'm sure that's the one thing you guys haven't heard about is swamp coolers. Let me tell you about swamp coolers here in Arizona. Swamp coolers they suck. When it's real humid and it's hot outside, they don't work for diddly. Yeah, well, country, I used to live in the country, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And I would prefer country living over city living, but you know, let me tell you about swamp coolers. You don't want it. You want central AC in your house because when you go into a swamp cooled apartment or house or whatever you want to call it, it feels like Satan's bunghole, I should say. They're like Satan's bunghole. I don't want to say a bad word on here because I don't want to get banned, but it's like Satan's bunghole. That's how bad it is. It's really bad. There you go. That's a better term for it there, Brian Cooper. Hell's Fury. We're going to walk in hangar 2. We're going to check out our beloved A10 that's going to be retiring. I'm going to check it out. I think a lot of you have not really seen an A10 up close, but you know, I've seen a lot of A10s up close. We might have connection issues inside because of all the rebar, but whatever. It is what it is. And then we're going to end the live stream in hangar 2 here. But yeah, I'm going to check out the A10. Well, we're also going to check out the F14, but they actually put the F14 inside as well as our A10, which is pretty cool. I'm going to check it out. See what I do to I bear the elements for you guys. I love it. Doesn't bother me in the least. All right. I'm going to walk right on you. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have any connection issues. Come toward the light. All right. I'm outside again, guys. Can you guys see and hear me okay? All right. See, that's what happens when you go inside with cell phone connections. It's kind of stinks. You know, I wanted to show you the A10, and I wanted to show you the F14, but unfortunately, The connection said, nope, not today. But there's the airfield, guys. We're going to have a quick break here while we finish up. Well, the Thunder Chief? Okay, I'll do that for you. Give me a second, though. Give me a quick second. We'll get over there. We want to... Your wish is my command. No, Brian, I won't overdo it. There's two F-105s. Do you want the Wild Weasel one, or do you want the regular one? The hell with it. I'll do both for you. I'll do both for you. There's your Wild Weasel one. I'll do both of them for you. Big Sal's the second one, so we're going to go over to check it out as well. There you go. There's a gentleman by the name of Vic Vicara. If you guys have an opportunity to read his books, Vic Vicara is a nice gentleman. I had an interview with him on the channel. If you go back on the interviews, you'll see some interviews that I've done with Vic Vicara. And Dave Baranek from the Top Gun fame, and Bozo Abel, Lloyd Abel. He's the one that did the flyby scene for the tower, for the coffee spill on the Commander. Quite funny. But Vic actually, the reason I mentioned Vic Vicara is because Vic actually flew these aircraft, these particular aircraft, not this aircraft, but these particular types of aircraft in Vietnam and things like that. And he said that this is one hell of an airplane. It's a rugged airplane, and it's gotten shot down a lot, but they had a lot of losses of this airplane. And F-100. You want the F-100 next? Oh my God, you're gonna tire me out here. Okay, there's the F-100 there. Oddly enough, this one is from Luke Air Force Base. Guys are so demanding today. Hey, I like it. I like the interactions, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. Yes, it could have. Jump up and down. Are you okay? No, we ain't gonna do that. Now you're being facetious over there. The Hun. Push-ups. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right, Brian. Luke Air Force Base is not in Chandler, Arizona. It's in Glendale, Arizona. I know. I used to. Oh, excuse me. I used to live in Phoenix. All right. I'll give you some bonus aircraft too. Oddly enough, this one, I remember when this one came out, a buddy of mine actually repainted this himself. And he actually told me when it was coming out on the grounds. It's nice. Part of the Century Series fighter. There's the Voodoo RF or the RF-101. There's another Voodoo over there. We've got an F-111. Give you an idea, guys. Just so you know, I have another article coming out about this place over in Wilcox, Arizona. It's a racing racetrack that racers go to practice and things like that, and to get acquainted with their equipment and machines and things like that. And what they have over there is a complete air park of all kinds of aircraft. They got the A4, they got MiGs, they've got the Skyhawk over there, they've got all kinds of. They have the actual cockpit that was used in the filming of Flight of the Intruder. I have photographs of it, I've got video of it, but in any case, that's that. Now, what they also have is the second prototype of the F1, one of the second, I can't talk today, excuse me, the second prototype of the F111. Do the voodoo that's you do so well. Okay. You're trying to make a fool of me on live stream. That's what it is. But it's all good. It's all good. Guys, if you ever fancy the Pima Air Museum's website, okay, go up to where the live stream is, because up there, I'm gonna zoom in. There is a camera. There's a camera that actually looks out into the entire airfield area, and you can see part of the restoration hangar. So if you go to that website, go to the Pima Air Museum's website, they've got a live stream. You know, sometimes you can see the weather, sometimes you can see all kinds of interesting stuff, but it's right up there. It's right up there. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Just want to show you one more thing before we go. It's kind of neat because we just got this, and it's really cool. We got the latest AV-8B Harrier. We're one of the first museums to get the Harrier. This particular Harrier, we've got one of the most complete collections of Harriers out there. I'm very proud of Pima for that, because the Harrier has been used in all services, not Navy, but the Marine Corps, British Navy. Oh my God, you got, I believe it was in French service, if I'm not mistaken. But there's the entire collection. We've got Harriers. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Harriers. Look at that. Of course, the 390th Memorial Museum. All right, guys, that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day and enjoy. Be safe out there. Many blessings to all of you. Thanks for joining me on Aircraft Expeditions for the Philippine Mars first half of this. You guys have a great one. Thanks for joining. Just not good. You're funny.